project here goes way back to about 1996. It lay idle for many, many years. The funding opportunity to do this project here came from HS2. The whole ethos of this is to actually have the section in water, to replace what was being displaced by HS2 further downstream, where the railway has to go through, right over the canal. And that has worked very well. So we're very pleased that HS2 understood what it is that was a problem and how it could be overcome. The opportunity here to actually provide a public benefit, free access at all times for the public, as a nature trail which depicts what ecology is all about, particularly for the young ones to come and learn about saving the planet.
The Green Corridor ambition not only benefits nature and nature recovery, but it also benefits communities and local communities. This project is brilliant because it combines the two. Habitats such as canals are really important because they not only provide homes for species that live within the water, fish, invertebrates, water species, but also they provide homes for animals that live alongside the railways.
We had about 120 metres of canal here to line, to put into water, so we could get all the ecological benefits and also eventually get boats through. This section up here on the main towpath, we've actually incorporated ducts for electric boats, so we're moving forward trying to reduce the carbon output from diesel boats. Having water here just encourages a lot of birds, a lot of wildlife, but getting it initially so that people can walk through the canal, get the towpaths in, so a benefit to the ecology, benefit to the environment, so it's much more for the local community.